Hey there, Cam here from Training Tilt. Welcome to this week's episode of Endurance Coaching Business. It's been a minute, been busy, but also, to be honest, lacking a bit in motivation to write and to create content, but have managed to put a lot of progress into some projects that I've been working on in terms of the Training Tilt software. Haven't released a lot of it yet because it's a big piece of work around the mobile app, improving some user interface around that, but also modernizing parts of the web version of the app for coaches. So thanks to all the coaches who offer their suggestions in our roadmap tool, so build.trainingtilt.com. I really appreciate it. I know it's probably bit frustrating sometimes when your ideas don't get to the top of the queue, but it helps a lot, and I try and focus on the things that most coaches vote on. But there is a lot of stuff in the pipeline, but also don't feel free to reach out to me personally at cam@trainingtilt.com if you want to follow up on your requests that you've put in the roadmap tool. Again, that's build.trainingtilt.com. If you're not a Training Tilt coach, you can go and have a look at that as well and see what we've got on the roadmap. And it also has got our latest releases as well. I actually released a fair bit of stuff that I haven't actually put up on those releases yet as well, so that's a good reminder. I should do that. Anyway, coming to you today. Before I jump ahead. So I think the last blog in this series / podcast in this series was back in April, but I actually took off to Mexico in April. I be getting a bit of health treatment over in Mexico, some stuff that you can't get here in New Zealand or in the States actually, so Mexico is the best place to do that. If you're interested in that, it's actually around stem cell therapy. If you're interested in that sort of thing, have a look at my my personal Instagram page. I don't post a lot on there, but I've posted all my progress videos from when I first went to Mexico for my first round of treatment in it's not life-threatening or anything. It's just like some sort of immune issues that I've been dealing with, more of a pain and a discomfort than anything. But worth getting the treatment. Anyway, I won't talk about that here. So have a look at my personal Instagram page if you're interested in that sort of thing. So I was in Mexico, I went week surfing, and then actually went to Nashville. So one of my clients on the Training Talk platform, someone I work closely with on her business as well, the marketing side of things, Mickey Willardon. She's a nutritionist, actually. Look her up, mickywillardon.com. Her website's running on Training Tilt, so is all of her meal planning and coaching tools. She invited me to her business coaches conference, you might call it. Small conference, probably a group of 12 fitness entrepreneurs. And it's if you're interested in getting some coaching, actually, Jill Coleman is her business coach, so look her up as well. So she runs a couple of programs, Business Accelerator, and some higher ticket things as well. So if you're looking at investing in some coaching, you can go there. And also, as I've mentioned before, Taylor Thomas from TEC also runs a accelerator for endurance coaches, lots of different types of coaches actually, and of course Michelle Lake also. I've actually met her when I was in Nashville, because she also has the same coach as Mickey does, but she gets coached for her business, and then she coaches endurance coaches for their businesses. So everyone should be getting coaching. Michelle Lake, Taylor Thomas, Jill Coleman. Look those three up if you're looking for coaching, specifically in the fitness industry for fitness entrepreneurs. You may not call yourself an entrepreneur just yet, though I know I struggle to call myself that. But if you've got your own business, that's what you are. And as Jill and actually everyone says, fitness business people struggle a bit with the entrepreneurial side of things, specifically around sales. So yeah, look them up. Anyway, so back to the blogs. If you hadn't heard or read the previous posts I've done in this series, so it's a 9-part series, and I think this is the 5th part. With different ways to attract new coaching clients. So let's go back in time a little bit. So we've got, I think the first one was finding new coaching clients through partnerships. So a lot of coaches are doing that sort of thing anyway. They have partnerships with brands and maybe other types of coaches. So it's more about leveraging those and putting a system in place so you make sure you make the most of those partnerships you might already have, but also a bit on how to get new partnerships. Attracting coaching clients with social proof. So word of mouth is probably the biggest way that coaches get new clients. So that's really powerful, but you can do things to leverage that. You don't just have to let that happen on its own. So that's attracting coaching clients with social proof. Social proof being proof from other people that you are a good coach. So new people will come to you. Then we've got attracting coaching clients with content marketing. So that's sort of self-explanatory. How to use content marketing to get new coaching clients or build trust with new coaching clients. And then attracting coaching clients with group challenges. So how to organize and run group challenges, get people on board to potentially get new clients. And then this week's episode is building trust with free pre-coaching consultations. So before you say that you value your time and you don't like to give it away for free, if you haven't heard my perspective on this before, I won't go into too much detail, but when you are in business, you need to invest time and money to build trust with your potential new clients before they pay you. Getting paid for everything that you spend time on is what you do when you have a job, not when you have a business. When you've got a business, you need to invest up front, and then some things won't pay off and some things will pay off, but you need to invest time up front so you can create trust in your business and trust in clients that don't know you yet for free. So that's just the nature of running a business. Sure, you don't want to give things away for free later on once you've already built trust in people, but up front it's an investment in building trust. So anyway, glad I got that out of the way. Sorry, that sounds like a lecture and I'm telling you what to do, but that's just one of the biggest hurdles coaches need to get over so they can really grow their businesses. All right, building trust with free pre-coaching consultations. So what's a consultation? Well, you already know that. Let me just say it out loud anyway. So a free consultation is, let's frame it in what I'm talking about, like a sales perspective. So a free consultation is an opportunity to introduce potential clients to your coaching approach by discussing their goals and offering insights tailored to their specific needs. So you can't do that outside of a one-on-one or even a one-to-a-group situation. So it's a chance to show your potential clients how your coaching works while focusing on their individual goals, challenges, and desires. So, for example, if your ideal client is a busy professional training for their first marathon, your consultation would include actionable advice on how to structure training around a packed schedule. You might say something like, since you travel a lot for work, let's focus on flexible running sessions so you can do your training from any hotel treadmill, etc., combined with some bodyweight strength, you can do in your own room. So, whatever it might be, whoever your target market is, whoever your perfect customer is, that sort of thing during the consultation. Anyway, so another example, if you're working with new parents who are trying to get back into training after having a child, you can offer some simple guidance around how to fit short but effective workouts into unpredictable nap schedules, etc. Anyway, I won't give you any more examples because you will know your preferred customer better than I will. So you just need to think about what are the specific things that you could build into a consultation to help them out. So how does the strategy work? Well, how and where does the strategy work? Well, it works particularly well at the later stages of a content marketing funnel or the later stages of any funnel at all. So not necessarily when people first see your stuff and they first are introduced to you, more likely further down the funnel when they've read some of your blog posts, they've watched a few of your Instagram reels, etc. And then they might have built up a little bit of trust already and feel comfortable maybe booking a consultation with you. So any consultation should have a clear structure led by you, the coach, to guide the athlete through the consultation who might not understand how this process works. As a coach, you have consultations all the time, you have client calls all the time. Clients themselves probably don't have much experience being a client on a call at all, so you need to be there to guide them. So you need to be taking control, showing leadership during the process, and that's not about being pushy, it's about providing clarity really, and then just guiding them through the process. So you want to be encouraging a commitment to the next step as well, and always making sure that you can draw out a conclusion for the next steps from the consultation. Now obviously the goal would be for the next steps would be them for either book another consultation to actually get the coaching set up or to actually sign up with your consultation. So at the end of any consultation, you always want to aim to schedule a follow-up, even if no coaching decision has been made yet. So for example, you come up with your own things, but just for example, think at the end you might say something like, great, I appreciate you sharing everything with me today. How about we set up a follow-up in a couple of weeks? That way we can check back in, see where things are at, and decide if there's anything you'd like to move forward with. So you don't need to be pushy if you're not comfortable to actually get them to decide whether they want coaching. That's probably not fair, but you do want them to decide, at least to commit to a date when they will decide. Yes. So this technique in sales, some people call it BAM-FAM. So book a meeting from a meeting. So it isn't about pushing coaching or selling something. It's simply about keeping the conversation active and scheduled rather than leaving things open-ended and just hoping that they get back to you at some point. So regardless of whether they book a meeting during the call, always follow up with a thank you email or message. So including the main points you covered in the call, any insights, and your advice for the next steps. Just as a summary of the call, it's courteous and it shows that you're professional and organized. It reminds them of the next step as well in writing, just in case they didn't absorb everything during the call. So that's the basics of it. What are the key takeaways? So a free consultation is an opportunity to build trust by addressing specific client goals and challenges. Always have a clear structure for the consultation. In the post there's a template that you can grab. So if you're listening or watching on YouTube, you can head to the website, look at this blog, and copy and paste that. Always schedule a next step to keep the momentum going. Show leadership during the session to establish confidence and provide clarity for the client. Encourage commitment to the next steps, or at least draw a clear no to save time for both parties. So a no's are better than a nothing. So then at least you can move on to the next thing. And then finally, this strategy will work best if you are filling your funnel via other strategies like content marketing and partnerships that we'd covered earlier. Like I said, you can't, no one's going to book a free consultation with you if they just come to your website for the first time and you haven't built trust and they haven't gone on to know you at least a little bit yet. So next steps, you need some sort of booking system so they can book a call with you, which you've probably already got as a coach. Make a consultation plan. That's probably the most important thing, that structures how you're going to run your meeting. Now, you don't need to be anal about it, but always having a plan to tick your boxes when you're doing the call will mean that you won't forget anything, because in the moment it's easy to go off on a tangent, forget to bam-fam, or forget to ask them enough questions, etc. So a plan helps with that. And decide on what your call to action is. Actually, what are the next step that you want them to do? And I would suggest booking the next call where you will actually ask them to make the decision about coaching. So tools like scheduling software like Calendly or SavvyCal, video conferencing, Zoom, etc. You know all this because you're probably already doing a lot of consultations with your existing clients. Online forms, so you might want to collect a bit of information from them as they book the call. So you can do that in tools like Zoom or Calendly or something, or you can actually use, if you're training to a coach, you can use the built-in forms feature, and then a checklist or plan for the consultation. So here I just came up with this checklist, actually with the help of ChatGPT. Thank you, my friend ChatGPT. You might have your own. You want to approach this your own specific way, but this is probably a good guide in terms of what to think about. So pre-call prep, review the pre-submitted forms or intake forms that they've sent you. Learn a little bit about who they are based on those. Prepare any notes that you want to take into the call with you based on their sport, their background, their challenges, etc. During the call, welcome and explain what the call is about, what you're going to cover to set their expectations, couple of minutes. Background and goals, so ask them, even if they filled in the details, ask them about them specifically. You might want to draw a bit more information about them. Things like, why are they interested in doing this now? What's motivating them? Any events and races and milestones coming up for them. So 5 to 10 minutes on that. Their current routine and history, so ask them about what they're currently doing, what they've done in the past, work, family, etc. 5 to 10 minutes. Challenges and obstacles, so a little bit more specific, what's getting in the way of them achieving their goals, where do they feel they're getting stuck, etc. And then from that, some of your initial advice or insights. This is where you can really provide a value, build trust, and show your expertise. I'll leave that up for you because you as a coach, that's what you'll be good at already. And then next steps. So that's mainly what I've been talking about is bam-fam, book a meeting, from a meeting, get them to commit to a next call or when they might make a decision on coaching, but you don't want or need to actually get them to make a decision on the call. Say something like, would it make sense to book a follow-up and a couple of weeks to check in, etc. You come up with your own lines. And then finally, post-call, send the brief summary email including insights and next steps. If you're using Zoom, you can use the AI summary to really help you with that. It will just create a summary of the call, who said what, who committed to what, etc. And then confirm the next appointment with them as well, to make sure you lock that in. Alright, so that's it for today. Building trust with free pre-coaching consultations. Thanks for listening, and hopefully talk to you again soon.